All right, I would say let's not wait any longer. I think we can get going, and I think we have most of the teams here with us, and like a good number of the judges. So I think it's time to get started, and really looking forward. So this is today our third showcase event as part of NFT Vision Hack. We already had two showcase events last week for the track by Endorse, the Scalable Art project, as well as the track by Circle NFT payment solutions. Today, then our third showcase event, the gaming NFT track showcase event, sponsored by Ipfs and Circle, the most popular track, I must say, at NFT Vision Hack, the most participating teams. So it was very, very hard for the team of experts to pre-select the shortlisted teams that are here today. So, congrats to all of you. You have made it. So very, very happy to have you here with us tonight, today, this morning. And the format of this call is that like each of you will be given 3 minutes to present your solutions, followed by a short question and answer of the judges. We have one participant, I think one team that couldn't make it. So I'll just play in the video, will be the first one, and then we'll follow as per the normal agenda. First and foremost, I would like to welcome and introduce to you the judges for tonight. If they want, they can quickly say hello, even share their videos. So starting with Goran Torvika. Good evening, Goran. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Hi, Richard. Hi. I'm Gaurang. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Endorse. I'm based in London, and yeah, I'll be looking at your technical implementation and any other things related to technology today. Yeah.
Great to have you with us tonight, Goran.
Thanks, Richard.
Welcome. And next we have Vijay Praveen. Hey, Vijay. He's the CEO of Crunch. How are you today?
Yeah, doing good, Richard. So how are you? How is things? All good.
Great to have you here today with us as a judge. So looking forward to your questions for our teams. And finally, we have here with us Andrei Mazur. He is the founder and web game developer at Enclave Games. Hey, Andrei, how are you?
I guess he just dropped off.
He just dropped off?
Yep. Yeah. He might join. He might rejoin later. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that's it for the judges today. So a good amount of judges. And Anna here. We have Eddie joining us, but I think he is a bit, might have some issues. Eddie Travia, he is the CEO of Consilium. Eddie, can you hear us? You'll be judging here tonight as well, I know. Not sure if you're already able to hear us. If so, you can say hello. Otherwise, it's good to have you here with us on the call. Sometimes there are some issues with the mic. Great. Then I would say, without further ado, let's get started. Starting with the first project. The first project is a project by the name of Dungeon Brawl. Unfortunately, the guy couldn't make it. That's why he asked us to play the video. So playing the video, just for the judges, you have all been given judging sheets, so you can fill them out while being on this call. Good luck with that. So let me play that video. And share that screen with you. 1 second. Here we go. Right. First project coming up in Dungeon Brawl.
Good day, judges. This is Elio, and welcome to Dungeon Brawl. Dungeon Brawl is a play-to-earn game on the Ethereum Ring-P blockchain. Our mission statement is to empower users to own what you earn inside the game. So the problems with the existing systems is that if for any reason your account gets banned from the game, you lose all your assets that you earned, and they are gone forever. So We aim to solve the problems of owning game assets on the blockchain through this play to earn game. So we have in-game stores, NFT rewards, ERC20 token rewards with our own ERC20 token, which is dungeon token, variable lazy minting to place instant orders, and NFT storage to empower storage of IPFS, NFT metadata on the IPFS. This is the info about my team. This is the tech stack that we worked on. And this is how the game works. So the users log in using MetaMask and they deposit tokens to play the game. Once you finish the level, you get minted an NFT whose metadata gets stored in the IPFS. We also have a store for buying NFT items or in-game assets, and also variable lazy minting to mint NFTs and to mint instant NFTs. We also have a swap exchange wherein you can swap Ethereum for the game tokens to deposit and pay the game. So these are some screenshots of the levels. This is level 1, this is level 2, level 3, and this is the NFT store. Going to the game, you can swap tokens, like 1 ETH will cost you 100 tokens, which you can deposit to play. You can shop items here by buying with the tokens. You can do lazy minting with Rarible. And here is your NFT inventory. So an NFT gets minted every time you finish a level. So this is the number of times I've finished the level while testing out the game. And every NFT has a level, a token ID, a rarity, and a worth, which is all powered by Chainlink's VRF random function for provable verified randomness on chain. So all these NFTs metadata is getting stored on the IPFS using NFT storage. This is a demo of level 2. So we have like 3 levels for the game. And inside the game, you have to collect chests to get the ERC20 tokens. This is the Tundra level, wherein there's a lot of snow. Now I'm going to give you a quick demo of how actually the game works. So we have 3 lives, ERC20 token, which we collect now through the chest. We also have a key, which gives us access to the token gate to complete the level. We have a Chainlink token. So you can see that I had 580 tokens, and after collecting it from the chest, I got 600 dungeon tokens. Yes, so this is all about Dungeon Brawl. Thanks for watching.
All right, I think this was our first project. Unfortunately, Elio Jordan, the creator of Dungeon Brawl, couldn't make it tonight. So we won't have a Q&A session for this first project. But going forward, the format will be a little bit different. So it's not me going to show something, it's going to be you. So you have access, you can share your screen, you can walk us through your presentation or your video. And yeah, I would also like to welcome 2 members of our sponsors. They just came out of another meeting, so it's a little delayed. Good evening or good day to Dietrich and Vuk from Protocol Labs. How are you today?
Hey, it's great. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, good morning, Dietrich. How are you? And yeah. Then I would say, without further ado, let's just move on to the second project for tonight. So next in line is Varia NFT, and we have with us Yuchen and Andrew. So please feel free to take over. You have 3 minutes to present.
Okay, give me a second.
Sure.
Okay.
Hello everyone, we are a team of students from Taiwan. Today, we will be presenting our MVP for NFT Vision Hack, Varia NFT. It is obvious that the popularity of NFTs and its related applications are constantly rising. We see that many, especially those more traditional and focusing less on technology trends, such as CNN, the NBA, and Linkin Park guitarist Mike Shinoda, minted their NFTs and sold them to others. The concept of NFTs and what stands behind it is also being more well known to the mass public, regardless of whether they know blockchain or not. NFT brings attention, revenue, and community to the entities who adopted it, thus we believe the market of NFT-based marketing will grow rapidly. Although there are a lot of marketplaces where people can create their own NFTs, scalability is still a problem, considering that the prospective user may or may not be a developer and might not have related expertise. The editing and minting procedure may need to be run as many times as the amount needed. Take NBA Top Shot for example. If the minting process is done manually, you will have to modify a source file in Photoshop, export it as a JPG, upload it, and fill the form in OpenSea or Rarible. Then repeat the process as many times as the amount of NFTs you want to mint. Or for event hosts who might want to distribute tickets in the form of NFTs as mementos. For a same template, they may want to have different text or photos on the NFT. However, doing such with customization features is tiring work. To make this type of NFT scalable, we utilize the use of SVG and CSV files. The approach of using SVGs is also adopted by Loot, currently one of the most talked NFT related projects. We first design the NFT and export it as a SVG file, then list these placement data in CSV format and upload them both to Varia NFT, where they will be mint sequentially. If a fork project of NBA Top Shot is wanted, we could start from creating a card template in Illustrator or Photoshop, then export it as a SVG. Then after the collection of characters, video links, captions, and pictures to be used, we upload them to Varia NFT and decide which addresses to send. Our app is available in a ready-to-use state, and we are currently working on the next version. To achieve our goal, making marketing with NFT adoptable, there are two main plans. One is that we will incorporate it into current marketing workflow and make minting NFTs as effortless as possible, including integration with marketing tools such as CRM, Airtable, and SurveyCake. Another is to make deliver flow more efficient, including link redeeming instead of collecting addresses, then integrating with social wallets. Thank you, and we hope you like our work.
Hi there, we're Varia NFT, and what we just presented is one of our demo videos. And for our project tech stack, this is how we integrate it. We use an React application, and we forked it into Rarible API and Nft Storage parts, and we just you are able to let it interact with Ethereum or other wallets or other stuff, and from a browser wallet. So we're able to finish this kind of we're able to make such solution through this kind of technology and tech stack. And thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, fantastic solution. I think very useful, right? Makes it much easier. And
sorry, I'm
great job.
quite nervous.
Sorry?
No, sorry, I'm quite nervous though.
Oh, no problem. All good. I think you presented very well and great job with the video. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Varia NFT. Great job. Great job also presenting. And yeah, let me ask, do we have any questions from our jurors here in the room?
Hey, Andrew, that was really cool to see. I had a question about what some of the barriers were. So for what were some of the challenges? Like you're doing some interesting things with document formats and things like that. And then I had a follow-up question too around adoption. Like how are you going to engage the target audience?
For target audiences, what we've talked about in the video is when you're about to mint a stack of NFTs in one batch. So which means that in the future we will want to put it into the marketing chain, since when it comes to company or company files, you may want to make a lot of NFTs in the same format at once. like one of them is if you're an event host and we're trying to print out tickets to the participants, but you want to do it in an NFT form. That's when you need one single template, but with a lot of different inputs or pictures inside the NFT. So this is one way that it comes to play. But in the future, we may try to integrate into marketing or company strategy, which means that when you have one company format, like when you some companies do have document formats, and when you have that kind of stuff, you can simply import your data into the document format and make all of them into NFTs. And we've seen that some cases, like in England, there was I don't think that was current, but there was once a doctor who rewrote his patient's prescriptions and gave her illegal drugs or something like that. And that could be somehow eliminated if the unrewritable part of NFTs comes into play. So we are trying to make this possible through batching and minting NFTs in one batch. Does this answer your question or not?
Yeah, I believe so. About the engagement part of it, it is interesting because you do have to figure out a little bit, how those organizations work. How about the challenge? What was the most challenging part of making this actually work?
One of them may be. I'm sorry, I'll just redo the. Can you see my desktop or not?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So one of them is when we are trying to do the test chat, because it's hard linking everything together, because one part is when you're trying to do the React application with contracts and Nft storage part. One main problem we've encountered is trying to make the React application attached to the API server, the proxy for MVP. When we are trying to implement the Nft storage part, we found some difficulties when we were trying to do the stuff related to SVG files, because when you're trying to do modification to SVG file but not able to see what the real stuff is about, it's a little hard to know what is where. So when we're trying to like pray through the stuff, we actually spend quite a lot of time making everything right, because we actually have a usable app like on here. It's actually usable. So like one of the main parts is when you're trying to mint stuff, but the interaction between all the elements, because they have different APIs and we're trying to like stack them together, that's when we spent most of the time on. So yeah, I think that may be one of the biggest difficulties when it comes to our work.
Great, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm really nervous here. I think I'm maybe one of the smallest.
You did a great job.
Thank you. So
yeah.
Are there any more questions or?
Yes, so from my side, do you actually see this from the touch point of the user being used through like a wallet and looking at the NFTs through a wallet? Or do you see this being integrated in the touch points that a particular organization has with their users? In the case of, yeah.
You can finish, sorry.
No, please go on.
Oh, okay. We consider both, because for now it is oriented to be like what we said before for the NBA Top Shot case or the distributed tickets case. But when you think about the scalability of this project, when you're trying to make this project into something bigger, because what we want to do is you give a template and you give data, and we can combine them together. And the data is somewhat sequential, which means that everything is different from each other. And when we try to make them together and send them out, we can ensure that it is one single template with different inputs in there. So one easier stuff is to make it into tickets, which is one template or many templates, since you may want to have different pictures on one ticket, but you can have like names or seats or something like that on it, and we send it out. But when we're not that much into like art or visualization stuff, we can still batch mint NFTs when it comes to enterprises. Because like when you're trying to refile your works for a company, you may have a lot of paperwork, and for now you're trying to digitalize it. But when you want to mint that stuff or make it into an NFT-based management system, you may need to, as we said, you have to mint like 1,000 of times when you have that much data. But when you're trying to NFT-lize your data and make them into a single format, this is what we're trying to do with Varia NFT.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Sorry that I have to interrupt, but I need to make sure that we respect the timeline, because we still have like another 11 projects.
Okay, I'm sorry for that.
Thank you so much for the answer.
Thank you.
I need to.
Okay, no worries.
Move on to the next project. And but great job, great presentation, and fantastic work there with Varia NFT. Thank you so much, and congratulations for being here tonight. Great. That said, let's move on to our next project. And we have here tonight with us Josh. He says it's India's first play-to-earn blockchain game. And here to present is Khan Saxena. Good evening, Khan. How are you today?
That's me. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'll just present my project. Before that, I was told that I was only given 3 minutes to present, so I don't really have any implementation videos attached to it. But there are links to that, so yes.
Absolutely. The judges have all the relevant information.
Yeah, so I've basically sort of, I'll try to do it within 3 minutes. So is my screen visible?
Yes, we can see your screen.
I'm supposed to... Okay. Right, so my project is Josh Blockchain. Josh stands for Joint Operation Secret Heroes. So we are 3 team members. 2 of them are in college. I am Khan Saxena, COO of Ipfs Studio. So I helped in smart contracts, graphic design, Unity development, and I just graduated college. So we went for track 4, IPFS gaming and NFTs. That's it. That's the only track we went for. And our vision in implementing this project was to be among the very first to spark the blockchain gaming revolution to mainstream games. So the problem, in my opinion, with current blockchain games such as Axie or Decentraland is that they're very complex. So you have multiple stages before you can actually play the game. That includes joining metaverses. Some games have DAOs. Then you have to download wallets for every game, staking coins, etc., etc. So I wanted to create something that was very user-friendly and straightforward, especially for beginners who want to join this blockchain gaming experience, right? So Josh is also pretty similar to mainstream games such as Counter-Strike or Call of Duty. So it also acts as a proof of concept for these games. So coming on to the project, we have 3 types of NFTs. So number 1 is the game asset NFT. So we have 2 types over here. Number 1 is a weapon skin, as you can see on the left side, and the second is emotes. So basically, you buy the NFTs on a marketplace. They're stored in your wallet. You connect the wallet to the game. Our game reads that wallet, and then the NFTs are displayed in the inside the game. So for here, you can see it's displayed in Customizer, and for emotes, it's displayed in the pause game menu, like you can see over here, like so. So the second type of NFT is an unlimited coin glitch NFT. So basically, you have to download this, you have to buy this NFT from the marketplace. Our game reads this NFT, and then that NFT is displayed inside the game. It also has a probability function attached to it, which makes it there. And every time you see this NFT, you can claim 10,000 Josh funds, which is like sort of like a cheat code, right? And here is the probability function in display on the right hand side. Third type is our collectible NFTs. So basically what happens here is it also has the probability function attached to it, which makes it there. So the first time you see it, you can go up to it, you can claim it. And once you claim it, it is safe minted inside your wallet. So this is just the front end of it. There are a maximum supply of 500 such NFTs. And so when it comes to IPFS, our entire game is hosted on IPFS. And for the unlimited coin glitch NFT, what is happening is basically if the NFT is read, we are sending a Unity web request to IPFS where the pinned NFT's texture is downloaded and then displayed inside the map on the location. So as you could have seen on the front end for the unlimited coin glitch NFT, that was downloaded from IPFS itself. For collectible NFTs, basically what is happening is once you click on claim, we're calling the contract of the pinned NFT on IPFS, And over there, it is then calling the safe mint function, which is then safe minted into the player's wallet. And a player needs to sign that signature and then has to pay the gas fees himself. The smart contract is available on my GitHub, so you can check it out over there. Technology, so we have used certain technologies over here, Unity, Visual Studio Code for React. React obviously is not a part of this project. And then for deploying NFTs, we had used Remix as well as Unique. Then for the artwork, we used Adobe and Blender. And then the secondary technologies that we used as well. Scalability is a bit of an issue because we're using Photon libraries. And due to financial constraints, the one that we can afford right now is having a maximum of 16 concurrent users in a room. NFT-wise, we can scale it. We can add as many NFTs as we want, such as player skins, weapons, etc., etc. Some of the benefits of playing Josh that we've seen, according to the user reviews and sentiments, is that it aids in stress relief, entertainment, esports competition participation. So before we moved into blockchain, we were actually in talks with certain esports gaming platforms to sort of bring out Josh over there. Then this model enhancing work building, increased creative output, and improved problem solving skills. So the game, like I said, is hosted on Ipfs. I would encourage you to try it out, and please provide any feedback so that I know what I can improve on. Otherwise, there's a video implementation as well over here, which I can show because 3 minutes I couldn't show the entire implementation in 3 minutes. But yes, that is it. Thank you so much, and I would love to take any questions.
Thank you so much for Team Josh. Yeah, let's look forward to some of the questions.
How do I wait? I'm trying to. Okay, stop share. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, how is unique.1? Do they actually pin your NFT data for you, or were you running your own Ipfs node and pinning your data there and then just minting through Unique?
No, so what we were doing with Unique was we were just basically creating ERC115 files and sort of storing it over there. And we had a collection of Josh NFTs, and that's where we sort of stored it. As for the collectible NFTs, we created the smart contracts ourselves, and that is available on my GitHub. Yeah.
Interesting. So Unique actually pins your NFT data, so you make sure that your users aren't getting run pulled as well. Okay, cool.
Great.
By the way, I would love to show the implementation video if we have enough time. Otherwise, I can provide the link to that in the chat box. If
how long is it? How long is it?
It's a 4-minute 43-second video.
It's a bit harsh since we kind of have to keep it
no problem.
At 3 minutes. Apologies for that, but I just want to make sure that we can see all the teams here tonight and give all the teams a fair chance to present and also answer questions. But yeah, the jurors, they have all the relevant information in their judging sheet, so all good there. And please share with everyone in the chat your video so they can take a look after this call if they like. Fantastic job, though. I really love the game. I mean, I remember you showed us how to play it. So, feels very familiar, like Counter-Strike, Call of Duty. So great job. I wish you a success and nothing less with that game.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Cool. With that said, let's come to our next project. I have here tonight Overclocked Brains, Eclectica, with who's it? Dvi Barodija and Harsh. Good evening to the two of you.
Good evening, Richard. So I'm going to present. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. We can hear you. I'm not sure if you say something or if you haven't started. Harsh, I don't think we can hear you at the moment. Harsh, I don't think we can hear you at the moment.
Wait, I'm being muted. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are. This is
Okay,
better.
thank you. Okay. So I'm here to represent Eclectica. The current limitations of the current metaverse platforms have certain limitations. For one of them is entry barrier. So whenever a user wants to host an event or he has to buy or rent a land, which is very expensive, parcels, if you may say, for Decentraland. Then there comes invite-only events. So the current metaverses don't support token-gated spaces, while the Web2 versions such as Gather.town supports token-gated spaces, but the Web3 ones do not support token-gated spaces. And the third one is chain-dependent payments. So the current metaverses are totally dependent on a single chain, and to introduce a new chain for them, it's very hard due to their architecture. So here comes Eclectica, a chain agnostic platform. We have template. We depend on templates to make the metaverse accessible for everyone. So it brings mass adoption. So we are also token gated, and DeFi and DAO integrations becomes easy. So here is the process of how you can deploy, which we'll see in the demo later. We are also going to bring a marketplace. We are going to provide developers with SDKs for interactions and the normal interactions, and then the developers can sell their templates here, and the user can buy and deploy the template via the marketplace. Interactive, we have already implemented audio, video, text, and presentation features. In future, we are also planning to implement peer-to-peer gaming, etc. Users can display their NFTs on the character or on the wall, or DeFi and DAO integration becomes easy as we are a templatized platform. So integrating DeFi or DAO, it's very easy cross chain. So our infrastructure has 5 layers. Which I will not go in detail about, but there is a GitHub which explains it very well. So let's dive into the demo. So here we have already cleared a template where users will be able to host his own metaverse. So user needs to fill minimal details about his art gallery template. So here we are taking his nft.storage token for uploading NFTs and metadatas. We are taking his node address, IPFS node address, for uploading templates. We are using mutable file system for deployment of templates on IPFS. In future, we also plan to support Filecoin for, as you can see, the node address is copied and now the template is uploaded to the node. Now user signs an Ethereum smart contract so that we have provided a lazy minting smart contract for the NFT art gallery. So user is able to sign the smart contract, and the contract will be deployed from his Ethereum address. And now, as you can see, that contract is deployed, and the IPFS link of the wherever the art gallery is hosted is provided to the user. Interaction. So now we will see about how we have currently implemented audio, video, and presentation. So user is able to talk and also present his screen. Also, user is we are planning to add peer-to-peer gamings via WebRTC to make it more interesting, such as Scribble, Tic-Tac-Toe, etc. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel almost bad that I had to cut down your presentation to 3 minutes. I see you try to rush through. So just for everyone here in the room, so these guys, they have built like a platform for every gallerist, right, to kind of deploy their own virtual small metaverse kind of gallery. Where you can then expose art, have a kind of metaverse get together with potential clients, where you can display art and where people can even purchase art in that metaverse. The team has actually showed us how the project is working, has demoed that project to us. It looks very well, right? They have showed us how to purchase even these kind of NFT art in their metaverse with credit card and through normal crypto wallets. So it's a fantastic product, and I really ask the judges to take a look at the prototype and the work they have done, and let me know if you like to get in touch with the team. Then yes, coming to questions. Do we have any questions for the team?
I think one of the questions I had was around who your who early testing audiences would be for this. You know, creating collaboration spaces like these where people feel productive and enjoy spending the time in there is pretty challenging. Did you have any groups that you were thinking about engaging to test and get feedback from?
Yes, so currently we are looking to through artists that are the generative space, that as generative art is getting famous. So we are looking to contact some generative arts so that people like talking about their art. So maybe if you develop a space around that, and we have actually got quite a good response from some of the projects. So maybe we are looking to build on them, as we also provide the presentation feature. So maybe how the art is generated, that can be demoed on the presentation, and maybe that auction bidding process can be also through. So actually there are lots of things that can happen. So we are still in the very pre-alpha stage. So yes, so thank you.
That's a cool idea. Yeah, to play test with some artists and see how their event goes end to end.
Absolutely, completely agree. Do we have more questions? All right, perfect. Great job. Thank you, team Overclock Brains, presenting Eclectica. Coming next to Mike Hibbert, presenting us Evermore. Good evening, Mike. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm good, thanks.
Afternoon to you. Yes.
Just see if I can share my screen for you. Okay, can you see that okay?
Absolutely.
So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike Hibbert and I'm the lead developer at Evermore. I'm here to just give you a run through of what Evermore really does. Evermore kind of solves a problem that other people might not realize exists. We find that lots of people today use things like Dropbox and OneDrive and that sort of thing to store their files. And that's really great because you can then ensure that you don't lose any of your data or anything like that. But the downside of that is if you stop paying your monthly subscription, suddenly you can't access your data anymore. And we feel that that's kind of unfair because your data is your data and not theirs. So we decided to develop Evermore, which basically solves a number of questions and problems. And the first thing that it does is we actually utilize IPFS to store the data instead of being put in the cloud somewhere else. We use IPFS through Pinata to be able to store that data, but at the same time, we have a number of smart contracts that we use to keep track of the actual file information so that at some later date, you can log in on a computer that perhaps has never been into your Evermore drive, and you can download that and restore it in the format that you uploaded it in. In addition to that, we also found that because we built a nice friendly user interface, it actually became a really good platform for people to be able to upload and then mint NFTs. And we actually use RarePress to be able to perform that process and then use their API to be able to then publish it through onto Rareable's website. So we chose the two different tracks for this app because we felt it fitted into both of those. The gaming and NFTs side, obviously, because we do publish NFTs, but also we put heavy use on IPFS. And at the same time, the Rareable protocol, because obviously our minting process heavily involves the RarePress API to do that. So I've jumped ahead there, so I'll quickly skip past those. Our technology stack is that we built the app using React.js. It's currently hosted on a root server that we have. We don't we don't currently host it in a decentralized way, but that's something that we'd like to do in the future. We obviously pointed out that we use Pinata to be able to store that information, and on the NFC minting side of things, we use RarePress, but we also made our own custom smart contracts to be able to track file information so that it can be restored to your devices at a later date. And obviously, because it's on the blockchain, it's there forever. You can't take it down, you can't edit it, you can't delete it. So it's immutable, and you'll never be charged to be able to access it again, which is where we feel that we beat the likes of Dropbox, because obviously you have to keep paying them on a monthly basis. With us, you pay once and it's there forever. It's very scalable because obviously the data is all stored in blockchain. So literally your data can be stored around the world with limitless amount of storage capacity. So there's no reason why this couldn't end up being millions of users using it all together. And obviously our front end is made with React, so the only processing power is used on the local machine. So no one has to worry about any backend servers falling down. Now, we're going to do a little overview of the app shortly, but if you want to try it out, there's a website address that you can go to there, and you can actually log in there using MetaMask to be able to authenticate yourself, and you can even give it a go and have a try yourself. It's currently on the Ropsten testnet, I think, if I remember rightly. And also, just finally, if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at Evermore Data. And there's an invite there for Discord also, if you'd like to come and join us, and we can talk things over. And if you want to get involved, then that would be lovely. So quick, how am I doing for time? Am I okay?
Yeah, we're going a bit over, but give you like another 30, 45 seconds, 1 minute max, I would say.
So I'll just quickly show you the user interface. I won't demonstrate anything that would take any time. Literally what happens is when you log in, you get this kind of page, which is very similar to the likes of Dropbox, if you've ever used that. And to upload your NFTs and mint them, you simply go into the NFT folder and select upload a new NFT, put in a name and description, select the file to upload, and it literally will go and just publish it straight away for you. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to show you for the user interface, just to let you see how simple and easy it is to use. So thank you for giving us some time and listening. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to ask.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Mike. Goran, yeah. Can you go back in your slides, couple of slides?
Yes. Which one would you like?
There was a slide where you were saying that people can store their data forever and without any cost or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, yeah, the technology stack, the one before this. Sorry. Oh yeah. Yeah. Can you go to the previous slide?
The previous slide.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the use of blockchain to store the data will cost only a one-time upload fee.
Yes, that's right.
This is not really true, because if you look at the pricing of Pinata, they actually charge you per month, right?
You do, yes, that's correct. The reason why I can say that it's free for the users is because they will pay a one-off fee, which allows us to then continue to generate also, as well as a profit for the actual app itself, cover the overhead costs of running a Pinata system ourselves. So as long as people use our system, we will always be around, and therefore they'll always be able to access that data, or rather upload that data. Once it's uploaded, then it's available through an IPFS hash. So they literally just need to be able to access that hash. And what will not cost them, things that will not cost money, is the ability to log into this app in the future and to just be able to click on the links and download that data at any point in time.
Okay, but someone still needs to keep pinning the data, and I think that might cost you something. It might not be free for the rest of your life, I think. That's one part. And second part, if you look at the scalability, you said that you can upload any amount of data. So again, that might be a little difficult, because if you again look at Pinata, they charge you based on per GB upload or per GB, all those things. So, yeah, just need to maybe check that out later on.
It's worth bearing in mind, yes.
Sure, thanks.
Thank you, Goran. Thank you, Mike. Do we have more questions?
Hey, this is Dietrich. I think this is great. I like these solutions that try to figure out a little bit of a developer story, as well as this type of like really manageable user interface, as well as an API to be able to do what people need to do. I really echo the previous question and thought like the word permanence in all caps is in a lot of places on the website, and it's really important to be careful, especially as this space is new, and being really clear about what that means. And I don't think we're quite there yet, right? We've been doing some work at Protocol Labs around that, and we're trying to figure that out. Folks are trying to figure that out, and architecture is these are all new things, right? And the architecture is around like permanently addressable. I think is a really easy to make claim and technically correct. Permanently available is something that we haven't quite seen yet, and it's really that's why we're developing Filecoin, and Arweave has their architecture, and there are other protocols that are trying to do this too. So, but when positioning yourself to end users, this is important to be really careful. But for the Pinata API, was there any challenging part working with that? Like, what was your idea of them as a service? Like, we're always interested in kind of when people are building on IPFS, what your experience was. Was it easy to use, hard to use? Was figuring out IPFS addresses even easier or hard to use, or is it kind of second nature at this point?
It's the IPFS address type situation is something I'm very familiar with anyway, having kind of developed this for quite a while, and done other kind of crypto-based projects. So it's not my first rodeo, if you want to think of it like that. The using Pinata actually turned out to be one of the simplest ways of doing it, because we looked at a number of APIs like Nft Storage, and we found that we initially wanted to go with Nft Storage because we felt like it was going to be a good match for that, but then we found that we couldn't actually implement it. There was a number of issues at the time, and we had time constraints. So when we went back to Pinata, we had to make a decision about whether we were going to go with it or not, because like there's already been said, it is a paid service. But then we kind of thought, well, this would fit in with a business model as long as we were careful about how we charged upload fees and that sort of thing. So it actually turned out to be a very simple integration to just get that implemented really quickly. So it was much to my relief, actually.
Awesome. Thanks for explaining. I love that there's so many options to choose from these days. It's like very different than 2 years ago.
Spoiled for choice.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mike. Great work, and few more details to figure out, but I'm sure you're getting there. All right. Great. Thank you, Mike Hibbert. Cool. Coming to the next project tonight, which is NFT tool, build your own viral NFT collection by Dhruhin Mukherjee. Hey, Dhruhin, can you hear me?
Hey, Richard, how are you?
Very good. Good to have you here with us today.
Yes. Can I just share my screen?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay.
You should be able to do that.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I thought I'll just start off with the demo instead of going through that. It will be faster and easier for me to explain. So if you look at, this is a tool that we built using Unity. As you can see, this is currently connected to the Ropsten network. And the way the tool works is you can actually generate your own 3D characters, in whatever way you want to. Now, once you're happy with the characters, with all the attributes that are there, you can mint the characters. What happens in the mint is basically the character along with the attributes are basically saved onto an IPFS address. And once the IPFS address, we get a link back from the IPFS address, then basically it automatically starts a mint process, and you can generate a smart contract is deployed automatically. You see our IP address was generated over here. and it triggers a smart contract. And if I say confirm, it basically mints that right now on the Rarible protocol, but we have written the smart contract in such a way that it can mint to any protocol that you want. Now, there are 3 advantages for the tool that we have created. First, we want to create a no-code environment where artists can bring their own assets, 2D assets, 3D assets, generate their own collection, and mint on any network of their choice and mint on any marketplace of their choice. That's first. Second, we want to create a tool in such a way, because it's used in Unity, you can just plug this tool in any Unity game and it will work as a tool where you can let your user craft the character in your game and then mint and trade within the game. And third is the NFT character that you minted right away is not just a character which you take a screenshot and put it on Twitter and share, oh, I have bought something. It actually becomes a character in your game. You can use this character now to kind of play in your game. So the utility of the NFT characters just increases twofold. You can just, whatever character you want, you like, and basically from inside this game, you can use the character, whichever game you like, you can like it. Inside the game also, we have loot boxes and other characters coming in. We have plans that later on, these characters could also be NFT characters, which you can mint, trade. But the whole idea is to create like an ecosystem where you can mint, trade, and like not bother too much of the complex technicalities, and artists can come in and generate and use this tool to kind of create their own NFTs, basically. That's the whole idea. The tech stack is Unity on this end, as you can understand. And we have used the Filecoin IPFS to store all the data on the IPFS. We have also used Pinata because we had one challenge for one of the things for the Filecoin IPFS. So it uses both the NFT storage as well as Pinata. And then we have written our own smart contracts on Open Zeppelin and minted over there. And the game itself also has been created on Unity. Right, I think I'm done within the 3 minutes time that is required. So if there are any questions on this, you can please shoot those questions.
Hey, this is Dietrich. I love the positioning of a character builder idea. Like, I think that like this provides a service where a lot of platform developers or game developers will allow their users to be able to bring and choose their characters and have that identity be portable. And I think that's one of those superpowers of NFTs and things like Ipfs in gaming space that platform lock-in would never want to have happen, right? That type of portability is one of the superpowers. I think this really leans into the strengths of the platform, which is great to see. Yeah. I'd love to hear more, and feel free to share in the chat after, because I know we have a bunch of projects to go through on what the challenges were with NFT Storage, because if you have particular problems there, and I think that goes for Mike too. I want to reach out to both of you guys and figure out what the challenges were.
Yeah, so if you see the final JSON attributes that are stored, that's actually on the NFT Storage. That's why this link is coming, bwf.link. But once we wanted to save because this is a 3D character, right? So we wanted to actually store the byte address in a certain format on the NFT storage, and it always somehow gave an error. So we use Pinata for storing the binary address, and we use NFT storage for the remaining JSON files and attributes. And in terms of the positioning that you said, you're correct, the Unity, the game aspect of it, of the character builder, but other part also that I see is a strong point of it is if you position it as just a standalone tool where artists can just bring their own art assets, 2D or 3D, and create their own NFTs, which then can be used to be traded, sold, and used in any game, that also positions it on a very strong platform. And if I have just 30 seconds just to add on to this, so after the NFT Vision had completed, we actually kept on working on this whole system, as I told Richard, because we as a team completely believe that there's something big that we're building along with the artists that we also spoke. We spoke to many artists if such a tool that we have built. So we actually started exploring something, and we created a kind of metaverse that we're also exploring. So this metaverse would be eventually connected to a wallet. And what you can do within this wallet is basically, you can press G and all your NFTs will be minted in this gallery. So whatever NFTs that you built using the tool and the game across all the games that are created is basically created and minted onto the gallery. And this is the main kind of dashboard area where you can have your wallet addresses and swappable tokens and stuff. And you can also access different games from this place. That's the idea.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing.
No problem.
Absolutely. Love the work you've guys done, and I think has a lot of potential. So if you go right about kind of marketing that platform, I think there's a big use case, especially right now with that NFT craze, right? To get those 3D characters generated and usable in many of the existing metaverses today. And by the way, I love the minting fees on Robston. Fantastic.
Thank you, Will.
Great job, team. Cool. Coming to the next project, interesting project, Project Time Rose by Tao Cheng and William. Good evening to the two of you.
Hi, good evening. So this is William from CanLabs. So I'm going to share my screen and play a pre-recorded video. So it's about 3 minutes. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let's go.
Does your, well, 1 second, Ken, does your, sorry, William, does your video has audio? It's hard to hear the audio at the moment.
Oh, so can't you hear it?
We can't really hear it at the moment. If you want, just share with me the video link in the chat, and then I'll just open it on my end and share it here. Unless you have another solution.
I'm not sure. Probably I can use my speaker.
Yeah, I think that's probably the issue.
The problem is that the data value chain number 2 is broken.
Yes, we can hear it. Maybe you start from the beginning again.
In Web3, data value chain. Okay, I'll move back to the beginning and play it again.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Everyone. I'm going to introduce you Time Rose, indexing and the curation platform for data-rich NFT. This is the agenda today. I'm going to cover the problem, the solution, the CanLabs team, and the business model. The problem is that the data value chain number 2 is broken. Data are silos with ad-based revenues. In Web3, data value chain are unified in the metaverse based on the Ipfs and the Filecoin protocols. Ipfs is the de facto standard of NFT, but that's not enough for data-rich digital goods. Now we have Time Rose, an indexing and curation protocol that integrated with marketplace to build data value chain for digital goods of metaverse. Let's take a look at the Time Rose in Cloud 2.0 and how it index and curate content for the dataverse and link the end users to the dataverse, as well as a roadmap. Now we are at phase 1 and 2, building the indexing tool and the service. The CanLabs team have rich experience in Ipfs and the Filecoin ecosystems. Tao Shenshi is a former tech director of Ipfs Force and led the whole team to be the biggest Filecoin mining service provider in China. CanLabs is closely cooperating with Protocol Labs in multiple areas. As a pioneer in Cloud 2.0, CanLabs are leading some key researches and experiments. Let's take a look at the competitors. We consider Foreverland to be the main competitor in Cloud 2.0, and the Graph to be the main competitor in the indexing market. This is a business model. The revenue comes out of 2 channels, marketplace token and native token. For the better future of Web3, feel free to reach out in case you have any question or query via email, official website, or GitHub official account. Let's take a look at the indexing solution architecture we are designing and the Time Rose search engine, which allows you to search NFT in the Dataverse. You can also go to the search engine to search the provider of a CID or files based on your keyword. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Is this all, William and Kaosheng? Perfect. Great solution. I think a really, really useful tool. Great job explaining it. Yeah, let's see what the questions are for your project.
I really think that indexing closes a major gap in the platform and is going to be a part of how these technologies develop for sure. For your particular projects, how do you see this running as a service, a remote service, or is this something where it gets integrated into something like IPFS and Filecoin itself, or do I run this as a separate service locally? Kind of what is the topology of this? How does that look like for end users?
Okay, so let me explain. So first of all, what you have seen, the time rows search engine and the CID file search functionality have all been implemented. So this is to answer the question from you guys. And the other thing is the position, and we are building the indexing infrastructure primarily for IPFS and Filecoin. It won't be a local process or service. Ideally, it will be deployed in the network. It can be centralized. For now, it's also centralized. In the future, we hope it can be evolved to a decentralized solution or service that can power the whole IPFS or Filecoin, IPFS network or Filecoin miners indexing perspective. Also, it will be the service to the upper level application. So any application require the indexing service that can be the consumer or customer to our product. Hope it answers the question.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you much.
Thank you so much, team CanLabs project Time Rows. I think indexing is very, very powerful, and we're just at the beginning. So I wish you best of luck with that, and really looking forward to using some indexing tools with all these NFTs.
Thanks, Richard.
Cool. Thank you so much. Then we come to our next project, named a Ticket Marketplace by Lakshit Madan. Lakshit, good evening to you.
Yes. Hi, Richard.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good as well.
Yeah. Can I share my screen now?
Yes, absolutely. You're free to share with us.
Yeah. Just a minute. Yeah. So is my screen visible?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay. So hello, everyone. My name is Lakshit Madan, and today I'm representing Team Vision Chain, and our project name is Ticket Marketplace. So let me first tell you about our team. And we are a team of full stack software developers and blockchain enthusiasts. We are into blockchain for more than 2 years now. Collaboratively applied our knowledge and our experience into this blockchain DeFi space, which is and NFTs. And we have targeted the event and ticket industry. We feel that that we can there can be a huge revolution. That we can bring a huge revolution into this ticket industry industry by implementing NFTs in the form of tickets. So our track of choice is gaming and NFTs. We have used this track because we are using NFTs, and we have used IPFS and NFT storage for storing the metadata of the NFT. So by using IPFS, a large amount of data can be stored, and thus to make our app more efficient, we have used this. So talking about our project, so there's a small story given here. Just wanted to tell you about this. Like in the earlier days, we used to go to the events, whether it is a music event or a dance event. We used to get tickets, but those tickets we used to see like they was just a normal ticket in a form of a paper, with looking like something boring thing. But now what we have thought, like we can use NFTs in the form of tickets. We can use NFTs can be used with the form in the form of a digital arts and with a QR code on them to check the legitimacy of the ticket. However, the use of this NFT as an application, the ticket industry can be revolutionized, and the ticket marketplace is a web app, which basically a D app built on Ethereum smart contracts and React.js. Plus, we have also used Node and Express.js for a backend. The main focus is that to overcome the frauds, people used to purchase ticket and they used to sell those tickets in the black market or used to pirate them. So we can also overcome these issues, and thus to make these events more memorable, we can use digital artworks which are trending right now in the form in the NFTs, plus QR codes also, as I said, to check the legitimacy of the ticket whenever a user is going into a real event. So this is the architecture of our
just a small request from my side, Lakshit, if you could just show us the core component of your application real quick. We're just running out of time. Just maybe like another 30 seconds. Just show us like the main aspect of what you have developed. Maybe the demo also.
So let me show you the screenshots because right now I can't show you the demo. It will take a lot of time. So this is the landing page, the home page, where you can see that there are tickets of different cricketers, and we can see these tickets are of a cricket match, India versus England. We can see the category name cricket, the price of the ticket, and the owner address. It's not visible right now. Plus, there's a button here, sort through categories. Like we can sort through different categories. So this is the whole ticket with the owner address. We can also view this ticket, and as we can see by viewing this ticket, we can also see a unique QR code on the ticket, and the mint NFT, the mint ticket page, and only the owner of the contract can mint the tickets. And the next one is the my tokens part. This is the panel, whoever will be authenticated from the MetaMask wallet address, he or she can view their tickets which they have bought. And this is the category page. So basically for this,
I think it's good. I think we've seen the core part of what you have developed. And I'm sorry that I have to cut you up, but we're already running a little bit over time. I just want to make sure that we can finish in time, because there's some other teams and I think they also have something else to do afterwards. So thank you so much, Lakshit and the team. Let's see if there are a few questions for you.
Sure.
I don't have any questions, but I'll probably watch check out the showcase and watch the full video. And check out the demo if there's a link there.
Yeah, I'll say I can share the demo link.
Absolutely. So the demo link, I think everything is there
I'll
in the
share the
touching sheet.
yeah.
And you can
I'll share
also
the
just
demo
paste it here in the chat if you want.
I can share it in the chat. Just a second.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lakshit and team, Ticket Marketplace. Great job. If no other questions, I would say let's move on. We'll give it like 10 seconds to see if there are any other questions. Cool. Let's move on to our next project. Sorry that I have to rush it here a little bit, but I'm not sure if you guys all have other meetings later. I just want to make sure that we get through roughly in time here. Thank you so much, Lakshit. Next, let's come to a project, Flora and Fauna. Justia, Liang, Jeffrey, and Hamlet. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Lee. I'm the member of Flora and Fauna. And so Flora and Fauna is a NFT, upgradable NFT game, and it's quite complicated. So we will just briefly talk about our white paper and go to the demo directly. So Flora and Fauna allows users to mint NFT by trading, by playing a trading game, which means they predict the price of each trading pairs. And it also allows the artists to upload and upload their art and upgrade the entire platform. And once the artist is uploaded, the player can use their game asset to go to the battlefield and claim reward and also claim the voting right to determine their own playing style. So it's basically our setting of the platform. And how to play these games, I will show you a picture. So just as we see, there's a price line on the screen, and we can get into the game by minting NFT at this point, and then you start to trend this NFT. And once the price rises, you can arm, and your NFT will be upgraded. So it basically demonstrates how we're going to do in our game. So let's move on to our demo. So this is our landing page. You can see a lot of cute cicadas and the monster. And once you visit a landing page, you can click the factory button. You'll get to a place where you mint NFT. And in here, I'm at the Flora Army, which means I'm currently bullish about the future market. So I'll be benefit from the future price rise, and I'll click recruit. And I choose the trading pair. I choose ETH to USD, and I recruit. And once I confirm, as you can see, there's a little cadence show up. And now I'm going to make a price rise. I'll click rise. And once the price is rise, that means I'm being benefited by the price trend, and I click arm. So the button here represents each kind of trading strategy. Like the arm means you're going to take profits. So I take profits. So you can see my little cakes increase hugely. And here is the Flora part, and I move on to a Fauna part. And also I mint an NFT by recruit a Flora army. And then I make a price drop. And I go back to armament again. So there's an issue with our network, but it's supposed to be increased. So it's basically our factory. Once you mint your NFT and have your card set, you can go to a playground to play with other players. And you can click on each fields to plan the fields. Click concur and choose the army you want to use. Right now I'll use Fauna Army 0. Maybe I'll use 1. Sorry, it's
0.
Oh, 0. Sorry.
7 like.
Oh, okay. I'll just refresh. There's some issue. but it's okay.
No. We go back to factory.
Oh, first grade. Oh, sorry.
Go back to first.
We only
Two.
have Flora Fauna with the ID2, so we can only concur with the ID2. So to show how to play this game, you have to correctly input the ID you have, and then you can concur this field. As you see, there's a green flag on it, which means you already concurred the field, and you have a right to vote for the proposal. For the proposal part, it allows user to upload their art in two ways. One, they can either enter their URL prefix, or they can upload file from our platform, and they can also enter their metadata. And the uploaded file will be sent to the Ipfs through the Nft Storage package. So once they finish these 10 blocks, they can click submit button, and they will finish the proposal. And now I'll use the URL instead. So once I click, I will propose my proposal.
Need to wrap it up in a minute.
Yeah. So it's basically our flora and fauna, and if you're interested, we can show you our link, and hope you enjoy it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Team Flora and Fauna. Do we have questions for the team?
I like how you're using terms like playground. Like I think these are great. These type of projects where you can really tune and tweak, and like definitely so many combination of things that you can do. It's pretty cool. And it looks like there's some stuff to figure out still, but it was a really neat project. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Team Flora and Fauna. Great project, and best of luck with it. I think we haven't seen it in its full power here today, but I implore everyone here to just check it out after the session. Great. Then we come to our next project, Atlantis World by CJ Hefferington. And good evening, good morning, CJ. How are you today?
Hey, what's up, Richard? Hey, everybody. Thanks for presenting some awesome projects so far. Some super exciting ones. I'd love to give a shout out to our team and also the team members who've joining us here today. So I have my co-founder here, Rev, and also our tech lead, Michael. And I can also see again, designer Eliada has hopped on the call, which is great. So what I'm going to do is share my screen, show you our demo, give you a little bit of background, and then we can talk about IPFS. Of course, we love IPFS. I'm sure Rev is probably wearing his IPFS t-shirt. So anyway, some background on Atlantis. We're building a lightweight virtual world with interactive learning for DeFi. What we essentially believe is that existing virtual worlds in Web3 are inaccessible because they have a 3D and immersive focus. So in order to enjoy a seamless loading experience, you have to go out and buy the latest iPad or gaming PC, and this can't be a reality for most families in America, especially not other countries in the world where we consider the income average is much lower. So we want to create something that's super lightweight, i.e. Pixel in the web browser, that's accessible on every device. And then we want to actually gamify interactions with DeFi applications and provide interactive learning modules for DeFi to actually make that space more accessible as well. And beyond that, we really want to level up the kind of current chatter and social gaming experience for Web3 and crypto communities away from Web 2 alternatives like Discord and Gather. So you can see here inside of Atlantis, every single game asset, even texture, is like tokenized on-chain. We're using Matic mainnet, and it's stored securely on IPFS. And not only that, we actually load all of the kind of game assets from IPFS as well. We're building a fully fledged kind of crypto economy inside of the Atlantis World ecosystem. You'll see here there is also like chat function, which is roomed to certain benches. So say like someone is on the bench with you, you will only talk with those people. We also have like a decentralized music streaming widget, which is super cool. You see it in the bottom right here. This is also using IPFS, audio as the music streaming widget. We have the decentral bank building here, and you can actually lend and borrow assets using Aave protocol. which is super exciting. You can deposit your assets and earn interest on them. And you can also buy digital goods as a part of the hackathon. You can see here our Rarible Museum building. So you can actually use your ETH or use your cryptocurrency to buy actual digital collectibles and goods inside of Atlantis. We can see here like the Bored Ape Yacht Club collection. You can go here and you can actually buy the NFTs live inside of Atlantis, which we think is super exciting. And then, yeah, I'm sure Michael would like to talk a little bit more about kind of how are you using IPFS. And if we have time, we can touch on our future plans, but I don't think we will necessarily.
Sure. So like CJ already mentioned, we loaded all assets from IPFS. This music service is also based on IPFS. So everything is loaded from the IPFS basically. This is the whole thing. And even those assets that you see in login screen animations, 90% of them are loaded from IPFS.
I just had to switch my network. We can also have a little treasure hunt. So I just had to switch the network. We're actually on 2 chains, but you can pick up these items.
Yeah, and later you will be able to craft these items. So you will have two items in your inventory. You want to craft another one. So 2 are going to be burned, and you're going to mint another one. That's it. Ready for your questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much. By the way, I would have bought that Bored Ape there for 10 ETH.
Yeah, we really want to make virtual worlds more accessible.
There is a beat function. There is a beat. It just says buy, but actually it's a beat function.
All good. And yeah, can't wait to have some Grand Theft Auto kind of implementation there. So you can drive around, do some funny things in Atlantis world. Great project team. Yeah, do we have any questions?
Hey, yeah, that was a great demo. Thanks for sharing. Can you talk a little bit about how the infrastructure and the topology of it is? Like, are you running your own IPFS node? Or are you using a service like Fleek or Pinata or something like that?
We are using NFT storage. So we just load everything from an NFT storage. It works pretty fine at this point. Later, we will surely focus on hosting our own IPFS nodes to ensure that it loads smoothly and fast from no matter from where you join the Atlantis world.
Thanks. And how about the front end? So were you using an existing like 2D gaming framework, or did you kind of handwrite all this, the front end functionality?
Oh, we use Phaser.
Okay. I like phasers. I've really seen phaser used to great effect in a lot of these games and a lot of these events too.
Awesome. Is there any other questions? I don't know how much time we have, Richard.
I had one more quick one. Do you have any thoughts for like a extensibility vector there, like an API for being able to add your own things? Like if I wanted to create a room on here, but then like hack some other custom functionality into it.
Yeah, if I understood the question correctly, like, yeah, we will let people build their own things while loading their own kind of assets into the game. Of course, they'll not be able to load anything they want. It's gonna take some review, but you want to make it as customizable and to let people be creative in coding. We have those kind of like arcade machines. You want to let people build their own games in Phaser, and we want to put those games into machines to let people kind of earn by other people playing those games, and also create their own artworks and put them on own land parcels inside the city.
Right on. Yeah, we're using gather.town for a lot of stuff, and the product, one of the challenges is there's not really a way to like tune it, tweak it, hack it, play with it.
Yeah, sure.
So,
we really want to
cool.
kind of like, we really want to enable like kind of permissionless building inside of Atlantis as soon as possible. We're actually building token gated lands outside the walls of like, so we're going to build Atlantis City, which is like the beating heart of the ecosystem, where ETH is money, culture is king. For example, if you want to open a business inside of Atlantis City, you'll be able to apply to our governance module and actually occupy land for free to do something creative, like a co-working space, an independent art exhibition, even a movie theater. Outside the walls of the city, we're actually, and just on the GatherTown front. So GatherTown is kind of Web2 alternative. They raised 26 million in the Series A. They're currently generating over 400,000 US in monthly revenue from virtual event hosting. we actually want to enable like community ownership and user ownership from the start, so that anybody who owns a land parcel in Atlantis City, first of all, has a governance vote, and second of all, has a productive asset class, and actually revenue sharing is enabled among all ecosystem participants if there is any virtual event hosting inside of Atlantis. But then we're actually going to have personalized token gated spaces for communities in Web3 outside the walls of the city. And we're also building the Forest of Atlantis, and you'll be able to plant virtual trees which remove carbon from the Earth's atmosphere. How it essentially works is you have like USD stablecoin locked inside of a tree. We use superfluid finance. It's constantly emitted from the tree every second and swapped for real world carbon credit that's been bridged on chain. And there'll also be an opportunity to actually purchase like user-owned jaguars or other animals, which will be the act of purchasing biodiversity credits and endangered species credits, which will have again been bridged on chain. So we also have like a really kind of planet positive focus in Atlantis as well.
Wow, that's fantastic, right? Seeing the entire industry moving into this direction. Great job. And yeah, also congratulations. I read about that UN Finance investment that you guys secured. So congrats on that. Definitely looking forward to the launch of Atlantis World and to play around in it once you guys go live.
Thank you, Richard. And we have a lot more exciting news in the way. I would encourage you guys to visit our landing page, atlantisworld.io. Hop in our Discord and check out our Twitter. The year news is it's just the starting point for us. We have so much more exciting things coming. We're building incredibly exciting products, and all of the fantastic developers that presented your project today, we're actively looking for developers. We're looking for talent to come and work with us, to come and hack with us. On a virtual world of interactive learning for DeFi, to promote access to DeFi for billions of users around the world, no matter where they are, and just make the virtual world experience super lightweight for everybody whilst leveling up the kind of social gaming and chatter experience for crypto communities. So don't be afraid to reach out, but the first step is hopping our Discord. And thanks so much for your time, guys. Fantastic presentations. And Richard, Endos, the whole NFT Vision Hack team, thanks so much for having us. It was so much fun, and we can't wait to present tomorrow at the Rarible Showcase.
Thank you so much, CJ. See you tomorrow again. Perfect.
Peace out. Peace out.
Peace out. With that said, let's come to the next project here tonight. Feel the Beat. Interesting project. Tristan, good evening to you. How are you today? No, you're like in the US, right? Good morning to you.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
So first, let me share my screen.
Yeah, you should be able to do so.
Oh. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So today I will introduce my project. I name Feel the Beat. So in my presentation, we will through two back. The first thing I would like to share my idea and how to build it, and the second one I will show you a little bit about my demo. Okay. The first one, Feel the Beat is a game application which everyone can create NFT, and beside that, user can join the battle and enjoy a game, mini game. So there are two components here. The first one I call Studio. Studio is application where user compose the music bit by music back application, and allow user compose to NFT. And the second one component is arena, where user can launch a battle and involve user to join the battle. In here, everybody can vote the best bit and can earn reward when they are winners. So the next, I will explain some technical about it. We use triple framework and chain for develop behind the scene, and using Vue.js. Besides that, I use Solidity and Smart Contract, and the last we use Ipfs Nft Storage to store image, audio, and metadata. You see the architecture. We have two contracts in here. The first one, the Fury Big contract, is ERC 721. This contract will be mint NFT, and the second one, Big Battle contract, to handle the game. Besides that, we use Nft Storage service to store image, audio, and metadata. So let me show the demo a little bit. So this is a music pack application where user can you see that for each where is perform a music note. When we compile music note, it will be a big music, and after compose the big, and we can mint to NFT. In here, I use Nft Storage to store image here and audio. You can see it. Here at Nft Storage, I can store it in here. So the next component we call arena, where user can join the bidder and voting the bid we like. So after that, when the end, the battle, the end, the winners, the highest vote will be the winner, and he can get reward if you will winner. That's it. It's my project. Time for listening.
Thank you so much, Tristan. I know you had difficulties to explain, but you did a very good job, great job explaining this to us. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Good presentation, cool project, feel the beat. Cool. Do we have any questions from the jurors?
Hey, yeah, I love the battle, and I love the visualization that you did of the tones. It's really cool. It's really neat. I think it's really creative. Thanks for sharing. What was the hardest part? Did you have, so each one of these are minted as an NFT, right? What did you find was the hardest part of building? The battle part. I think that was really very interesting.
So sorry, I can't hear clearly.
What was the most difficult part for you to put this together?
The most difficult? I think to me, I think the contract programming is difficult to me because it's a first time to program it, and many it took me many time to do it.
Thanks. Yeah, that's why I was interested. It did seem like, just even looking at the end user functionality here, that there's going to be some interesting contract hijinks in there. but great job. Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tristan, for being here with us today. Cool. Then, without further ado, let's come to the second last project tonight. 2 more to go, and we're off to the races. Team Carecards, welcome. Calling from Berlin. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Thanks for having us today. So we're here with the whole team. I'm very excited to present our solution for more accessible mental health care using NFT storage with Ipfs. So here we go.
Cool. Tristan, do you mind stop sharing your screen so that the Team Carecards can start? Perfect.
All right.
Hello. We are Carecards, a group of psychologists and healthcare experts who made it their mission to make mental health more accessible for everyone. We all had our individual experiences with the broken mental health care system, but together we identified that one of the main issues is the lack of early recognition of mental health issues. With the vision of effective early mental health care at Carecards, we transform lengthy, boring, complex, and inaccessible early mental health screenings into an engaging and interactive experience. The visual aid helps you to understand the question better. The swiping and dragging mechanisms make the whole experience more intuitive and fun. Our assessments are easily integrated into the ecosystem of hospitals or clinics, where they can be used by medical experts for clinical or research purposes. To increase the impact of our solution and create opportunities to make a change in the mental health care space, we developed a tool for experts to edit our existing screenings or develop new screenings with visual aids. However, due to the strict medical and regulatory requirements, it is extremely important that our editing tool is compliant with data protection laws, easily moderated, protecting ownership rights, and that the content can be accessed with an easy download. And this is what we want to achieve by integrating NFT storage with Ipfs. Our current hackathon illustration editor proposal consists of an editor UI as a web application and a backend for handling the data. The editor allows researchers to edit existing assessments simply by replacing default illustrations. When art is uploaded, our backend stores the images in NFT for high availability and creates a new deck with the resultant CID codes marked as in review. Medical staff is responsible of reviewing the new content for approval. These codes are also delivered to art owners for their potential mint into tokens. While in review, custom decks can be easily shared and tested via links and QR codes. If a test is rejected, their correspondent illustration CID codes will be banned, blocking them from being displayed in the game. In the future, we would like to expand the functionality of the editor further with features like user-friendly legal information, automatic art minting and ownership transfer via third-party services, and an expanded moderation system that not just controls the deck content, but also educates researchers on how to create clinical holistic art. The NFT storage with Ipfs not only helps clinicians with better accessibility, but also enhances the mental health screening process. Making it clinically safe for patients, they can enjoy a healthy state of mind by effectively navigating through early mental care. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic job. Do you have anything more to say? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No, please just drop us our questions. We're happy to answer them.
Great to have you here.
Hey, that was very cool. I'd love to be able to check out a demo of this at some point. One of the interesting things about this, I mean, of course, it's very different than the type of video game and categories that we've seen here. But it's rad to see a project like this presented and be part of the event. So thanks for joining. One of the things I think is interesting is that we haven't seen a lot of mobile work in the project since the event. Was Ipfs and mobile is still pretty new as well. Are there any challenges that you've had there in trying to build a mobile solution on top of a fundamentally distributed or peer-to-peer network solution?
Alberto, would you like to answer that, please?
Yeah, hi. So Dietrich, so far, no, right now, like the goal of our idea is like to make the mental health accessible, and this is something that we project on the product too. So we want to make it accessible on any kind of device. And actually with the editor and with the NFT storage, it was actually also pretty easy to plug and play. So the entire technology was very easy to adapt, and this is one of the things that I like it. So generally, no, and also like the approach of the car approach is something that is very simple to, like the swipe mechanic and dragging is something natural from all the phone applications. So actually we focus our idea also in the phone devices without discarding the other ones.
Thanks. I had another question. So are you encrypting all of these interactions by default before uploading it? Or like, what's the approach to ensuring the safety and privacy of end user data?
Yeah.
Like even the metadata of some of these interactions, right? Like timing of minting an NFT on chain might be disclosing somebody's activity at a given time.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is something that right now is not included in the current prototype of the hackathon. So we focus right now on see how to create trust and how to connect with the research institutions. Because of that, we left this part kind of out. So we provide all the tools to store on NFT storage, and then we wanted to provide some kind of guidance about how they can mint. In the future, scaling the idea, we will provide also the service, but right now it's something that we have to figure out how to align also with the proper rights of the art usage of the researchers and the people that generate that.
Yeah, you're definitely heading into an area where there's really a lot of like low-hanging fruit for innovation, and especially around user protections and privacy. Mm-hmm. So that's great. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah, a fantastic job, Team Care Cards. I think a very, very needful and helpful product, right? And I wish you most of success with getting some of these research institutions on board, and get going. Right, let's go. Cool. Thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon. It's a long haul, I know. Great. Now let's come to the last project tonight. We have Felipe here. Happy that he could join. I know he had a 1 p.m. UTC meeting, but could join us afterwards. Hello, Felipe, and welcome, team Fungible Zombies.
Okay, thanks for arranging the schedule for me. It's really exciting to be here and present this project. And well, my background is on AI and machine learning, but I'm really an enthusiast of blockchain and gaming. So it was pretty cool to participate in the hackathon. I will share my screen. And well, the project is pretty simple. I just missed an integration between Unity Engine and NFTs. So I started with building a client library based on C# and fully compatible with the engine. And on top of that, I created a game called the Fungible Zombies. And the game have a map editor too, which basically stores the maps in the NFT format. And the idea of the game itself is pretty simple. You just have to survive running zombies, which have the ability to merge themselves with each other. So it's pretty hard, actually. And it's an initial prototype. And here I have the code for the library itself in a Git repository. So the library is pretty easy to set up. It's just copy a file to your project, and basically the main methods from Nft Storage RESTful API are available. And well, the example is the Fungible Zombies game, which is also open source here in the same repository. And well, just to show a little bit of the game, you have the map editor like I mentioned, and you just put like blocks with different textures, and that's saved as NFT. So you can see in this window, like we have the files. I just shared the hashes here, so you can see like this is the address on the IPFS, and I load then an example map here, which I created just to play a little. And basically, as I said, you just have to run and zombies falling from the sky, and they immerse themselves, so they are getting bigger, faster. So in the end, you end up dying, So the goal is surviving as much as possible. And that's it, I guess.
Great, cool little project towards the rear end of the hackathon. Thank you so much, Felipe. Loving the project. I think you can definitely build on top of that, and I think I think it's fun to play. It looks fun to play, right? And you can make build little competitions around it. Maybe do a play to earn model whatsoever.
And my idea was actually to have a game which is serverless and peer-to-peer, but it takes a lot of time to come into that. So I basically only built the library right now.
Absolutely.
The game, and the MVP for the game.
Great job. Thank you so much. Do we have questions for Felipe?
One, I just want to say thanks for building. I don't see a lot of developer activity in C# with IPFS, so I think it's really nice to be able to have this type of library, and definitely going to share it with the Nft Storage team so that they can share it maybe with their community of folks, because I think those really help. I think also, as we've seen today, and we definitely see more of this, is a pattern of Unity games being shipped on IPFS, and with the wallet identity as wallet as the anchor for identity. And while I'm sure that's the general pattern, I think in the games world we're going to see a lot more of this. So seeing tools that make it easier to integrate these types of services inside of Unity is fantastic. So just thanks a lot for building that. If you have any feedback on interacting with Nft Storage, definitely just file some issues on that repo. I think the team would love to hear what your experience was in trying to build a C# client against it.
Sure.
But great job.
But it
Thanks.
was really cool and easy to work with Nft Storage, so no complaints about that.
Great. Thank you so much. Yes. Let us know. I think it's good, right? We see a pattern evolving, right? A lot of stuff here using Unity, right? And I think just a lot of the entire space is rapidly evolving, right? A lot of new libraries, a lot of tools, being added, and thank you all for doing your part. Thank you all for contributing to the space. I think it was a great hackathon. Thank you all for taking your time, putting in these efforts. I hope you all learned something. I hope you all have taken something away from NFT Vision Hack. And great job, really fantastic projects. As I said at the beginning, I'm not sure if everyone was here, right? These 13 teams here today have made the cut, right? They are among the 20% of the best teams of NFT Vision Hack for this track. So congratulations, right? You belong to 1 out of 5 that actually have made it to this final round today. A few final words. What comes next? We have our big award ceremony coming up next week, Tuesday, so in 8 days from today, also at 1 p.m. UTC, which is the big wrap-up event for NFT Vision Hack, where we will award the prizes, where we will announce who won, who got second, who got third for each of our 3 tracks. Unlike our last hackathons, this time we will not inform you prior to the event, so which kind of requires you all to be there. Sorry for that. But we want to make it a little bit more interactive, and kind of also kind of call you out on the spot, announce who has won, and kind of make this build up a little bit suspense and surprise, obviously, the winning teams. I think each and all of you have shown that you can build great projects. So for sure, there will be some sort of consolidation prize for all teams that will not come under the top 3. So, we really look forward to seeing you all there next week, Tuesday, 1 p.m. UTC. And yeah, just inform us in case you really cannot make it. Obviously, then we will see, right, if in case you win, what we can do about this. Obviously, we also only know the final results towards the end of the week. All the judges that we have, most of them present here today, some of them not present here today, have been provided with judging sheets. We only collect those judging sheets towards the rear end of this week Friday. We'll kind of go through them, average out the scores, and kind of determine the winning teams, and then announce them in the award ceremony session next week, Tuesday. In case you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on Slack or email. And yeah, please feel free to add me and also the IPFS mentors on LinkedIn, on other channels. I think the Slack channel will continue to be there. Please reach out to each other. See if you want to work on some projects together. I think that's always the good thing about these hackathons that comes out of these hackathons. So I'm sorry, I don't want to take too much time away. This call went over by 26 minutes. Apologies for that, for everybody who has something else going on afterwards. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you all next week, Tuesday. We make sure to send you all calendar invites for that event as soon as possible, probably tomorrow or Wednesday. So, you know, you have that calendar invite. And yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Bye-bye.